Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Kevin here from Candy Banana Balls. Hey, just wanted to show you this great mom here with a mixture of babies, and wanted to tell you a quick story. As you guys are well aware, these ASFs are excellent in hiding whenever they are giving birth. You don't get to see it too often. As far as really catching it in the act. Usually, you'll check the tub at one point, and then all of a sudden you'll check and you have babies. So today, this mom here, I actually caught her as she was having her first baby. So I tried to give her space and stay back a little bit, and make her feel as comfortable as I could. But I wanted to watch too, because it's very interesting to see how it actually happens. And some of the things I observed, one was after the first baby came out, she cleaned it very well, and it's almost like she gently bit it or whatever to get it to squeak, or basically be alive. Notice it's alive. Now you can see her moving the baby, so I don't want to stress her out here, so I'm going to go ahead and close this up. But another thing I wanted to tell you was what I noticed is she started having the babies. She had one, got it situated and cleaned, then she had the second one, and about that time two of the other mothers came over and started to kind of assist her in the birthing process. So after the second one, the other mother were in there helping, cleaning, doing everything, and I was trying to stay kind of unseen best as possible, but she definitely knew I was there. So for whatever reason, I think after she had the third one, she began to go, all those babies you just saw were in a big pile in the back of the tub. So she began to go and bring some of the older babies and put them with these newborns. And then shortly thereafter, about the second or third trip, the other mothers joined in and started bringing them up and piled them all together. And I can only wonder, what the purpose of that was. Is it to help keep the newborn babies warm? I mean, it was plenty warm in here. Was it, something where that, she tries to kind of hide the new babies in with the older babies? I'm not real sure the reasoning behind it, but it was interesting to see, because a few times on cage cleanings, I've kind of tried to separate, thinking, well, these little babies, you might have a tougher time to get fed with the older babies, being able to push them out of the way. Maybe it's better to have the small babies in one pile and let the older babies be in a separate pile. But no matter what I do, it seems that they always end up into one big pile again. And what I will tell you is these ASFs are excellent in tending to these babies. I mean, they, the little ones are always seem to be fed and cleaned, and even with those bigger babies, these mothers somehow make sure they get to all the babies and keep them well fed and cleaned. And I have not noticed any babies being neglected or any casualties with these larger piles of babies, which I was concerned with at first, thinking you have some almost weaned babies in there, and then newborns. How do they all get fed? How do they all get the milk? I mean, surely those bigger babies are going to dominate and push those small ones out of the way. So kept a pretty close eye on it, and they do an excellent job. Now obviously I would suggest, when your weaned babies can be removed, when you have a large amount of babies like that, definitely remove them and put them into their grow out tanks, and let these newborns and smaller babies have an easier time getting fed. But only in that respect. I had somebody ask me today, should you remove these weaned babies right away? And my answer to that was only if you need to. If you are concerned with the amount of babies you have in your tub and you want to make sure these small ones are getting tended to, then sure, when they're weaned, get them out and move them to the grow out tub. But if there's no pressure, if there's only a litter or two, a couple small litters in there, then I wouldn't worry about it. Let the weaned babies in there for an extra 2 weeks even, and let them stay in with the parents, and get that extra loving care. I did do a little research. I was curious. I thought, okay, let's take a weaned baby out, put it in the grow out tub, and leave weaned babies in the same litter, and see, with that mother's milk, for the extra week or two, is that baby that stays with the mom going to be bigger, grow quicker than one is just removed and goes on to regular food. And I was actually surprised that that wasn't the case. They both grew at the same rate. I left it about 2 weeks, almost 3, and side-by-side comparison, they were exactly the same growth rate, which surprised me. I just assumed being in with a mother, those extra couple weeks and having that extra nourishment, mother's milk, would have probably, gave them a little bit of advantage as far as growing wise, and in that case it did not. So I was kind of surprised at that. But yeah, I just wanted to touch base with you guys and tell you about the experience of watching her give birth. I mean, it is something else. And to see, these mothers, they give birth, and then those babies can't even go to the bathroom without stimulation. So, the mother feeds them and then has to one by one, as she's cleaning them, that stimulates for them to go to the bathroom, and she cleans all that up. And, that's just some amazing things that these animals do and go through as far as, taking care of their young. And then the other observation was, the fact that she went and got that other pile of babies. One, why didn't she have the babies, in the same pile or right beside it? She chose a different spot to nest and have her babies, but then started move them. Is that just because I was watching? Did she want to offer them some kind of protection or cover them so I didn't realize there was newborns in there? Or was there another reason for that? Was it for, the warmth, or, for the other mothers to, make sure that they take care of her babies as they tend to the other babies? I don't know. I'll do a little more research and see if I can find any more information on why that might be. But yeah, it was very interesting and neat to catch it in the act. I caught one right at the end, like having its last baby about a month ago. But this is the first time I really caught one, just beginning, and that was something else. And I didn't get a chance yet to see how many she had. I know the one mom just grabbed a couple and moved them, but you can see there's a couple of the small ones right there. And then just look at that. This mom's nursing, a good, I'm sure there's 20 to 30 in there. So just pretty amazing. So thanks guys for checking in. Please like and subscribe. We've got a ton of stuff going on with the ball pythons. A lot of excitement, a lot of new females in. We're going to match some things up and hopefully have some locks and some excellent things happening. So like, subscribe, and come along for the journey. You guys have a great night, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks again.